All right, what's going on, guys? Blake Hawthorne, It's His Turf. Today I want to show you my original setup that I started the lawn care business with. Alright guys, so this is how it all started. I had a 2001 F-150 at a 5.4 V8. First day that I ever pulled a trailer was the day that I bought this jewel over here. This is a 7x12 landscape trailer. It's got 4-foot sides on it. It was red when I first bought it. After the first year I painted it black, but this is where it all started. I went ahead and I put this rack on there. I had my brother-in-law weld me a rack to set my tools on. That's probably a year and a half into it. And then we went on later on to put the igloo rack and the tool rack and these pipes over here for handheld. I've always used these 4-inch PVCs to put my rakes in. You know, that's always been handy. Used to be up here. It was just always handy to have the a place for the tool rack. So. Alright, so I was very fortunate when I was getting into the lawn care business. My dad had bought me and my little brother, both weed eaters. My little brother had this 125. This is his actual Husqvarna 125 residential weed eater. Well, it doesn't have a weed eater head on it anymore. We robbed it off years ago for parts, but it's been sitting in a corner of the shop. This is a 123, just like the one that I used to run. I ran it until about 3 years ago, and then it kind of bit the dust and became a parts machine, and we robbed parts off of it, and it's disappeared. But that's still a unit that I like a lot, is that 123, because it's super light, and so a lot of my guys will run it. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 of them, and they're on some of our trucks, which you know, we'll show you guys here in a few weeks when we do our 2019 lawn care setup. It's nice, guys. This trailer's got this side rack, that way you can access the tools whenever you've got brush and debris and stuff in the trailer. You don't have to set the tailgate down, just come over here, open it up, access it. I like that about it. This is something I just added a few years ago, 2016, and that was the weed eater string holder. Just a place that we could keep the weed eater string right there next to it. Starting out, I had a little bitty backpack blower. That was why I wanted to bring y'all up here, let you check out. This is one I bought for my mom. It's about the same size as the steel my dad used to have for the yard, just blowing off the driveway. I was fortunate enough that he let me use that too. I would use that to blow off the driveways, and it was junk, but I was thankful to have it. I did a couple leaf jobs with it. I was fortunate enough to buy a 380 by Husqvarna on my very first big leaf job. I did like $300 leaf job, and I bought that. It's up in the shop, but that's not what I started my setup with. My very first hedge trimming job, it's like $270. I went and bought these guys. This is what started all of my hedge trimming. My bed maintenance is these are the actual hedge trimmers. They don't work anymore, but it was those hedge trimmers that started it. Landed my very first hedge trimming job, went and bought these. I went over, started doing the trimming. I was a nervous wreck. I was just like trimming a little bit at a time. Finally, I you know, got comfortable with it, got that job wrapped up, and I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars of jobs I did trimming with these hedge trimmers right here. They have made me a lot of money, and I got a lot faster with them too. The faster I got with them, the more money I made. Keep that in mind. Training, get better. But guys, yeah, that was the setup. So we just had this open trailer landscape. I like it because the sides, I could always put brush in it. I could charge extra $25 for haul off, stuff like that. Tell you how many times I made an extra 15 to 25 bucks just for throwing some debris on my trailer to bringing it back home and unloading it in my brush pile. All right, so we came in here when we did all that other welding. We actually put these pieces of rebar here. This was to hang our ladder on, so we'd have a place to set our ladder. That was good for once we started blowing off the roof and gutters. We could use that ladder, able to make a little bit more money with our setup. Another thing, golly, Dad, thank you. Thank you, Dad, for everything you helped me out with, because my dad had a push mower. It was a weed eater push mower. This is a brand you got at Walmart. I would use this push mower to do any push mowing in my yards. I'll be honest, I probably only used it like 6 or 7 yards before I got rid of it. I hated it. But I had a buddy that let me use his John Deere, had front pivoting wheels. I really liked it, so I ended up buying a Gravely later on just like it. But here's the weed eater push mower that my dad let me use. So as you can see, guys, this is nothing fancy. This is just something that my dad had. He let me use, so I didn't have to buy one for any time I couldn't get my zero turn into the yard. I'll be honest, I tried to only bid yards I get my zero turn to because I didn't want to use this thing. So this is the mower that did most of the work. So this is my Gravely 2660 HD. It was the high-end residential, had the heavy-duty deck on it, but it had the residential Kohler engine on the back. This thing has mowed a lot of lawns. I had 1,800 hours on it when I replaced the first engine in it, and now with the new engine I've got right at 2,200 hours on it. This mower has mowed a lot of grass in the last 10 years, but I was very fortunate. I wasn't able to get a tractor like I originally wanted to get into landscaping, and so when I started looking at getting into mowing, I was able to get this thing for less than $150 a month. I wasn't able to get it because I didn't have credit. My dad actually co-signed with me. The deal was I could use his equipment and he'd co-sign on this mower, and I had to mow this 6 acres you see. Wasn't that bad of a deal. So my dad actually ended up mowing it himself, and we'd end up weed eating a lot of times. Once we got 2 mowers, that was something we kind of tag teamed, and then once things took off, I just had my guys mow his yard there for a little while. You know, starting out, guys, this mower was absolutely great, especially for those bigger properties that I was trying to get, the ones that I didn't have to use a push mower on. Once I found my ideal client, we started upgrading to other machines. I'll kind of show you some of that evolution in my 2019 setup, because I have a lot of my original equipment. We still use it day to day. There's a few things I've sold off. I may talk about that, a little bit of what not to buy, what to buy, you know, figure out who your clientele is going to be. But guys, I just wanted to share with you kind of what my first setup looked like, the truck, the trailer, the equipment, how it all began with Lawns for Tuition, evolving into It's His Turf. It was really a blessing to where I am today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really do appreciate your support with my channel. I look forward to bringing you a lot of good quality content this 2019 season. If you guys want to see anything special this year, be sure to comment down below, let me know, and I'll do my best to get to it. Everybody, God bless. Have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you on the next one.